Dear Diary, Dr. Dekker is dead. Again. Alderby pushed him from the cliff's edge, 2,500 feet. His body wasn't found, obviously. I want him to be dead this time, but the world still feels cold. Maybe because Professor Alderby is dead too. Killed by one of us. Maybe all of us. But there's hope. A new doctor is coming. I hope they find Professor Alderby's killer. I hope they can cure us. I hope they stay alive. Dr. Dekker is still here. I can feel him.
You've come a long way, Doctor. And from one therapist to another, I think you're ready to start practicing again, to help new patients. But how do you feel? Excellent. Last time was difficult for you. I know. See, you are ready. I mentioned last time, and you picked up on it immediately. You took things at face value. Sometimes you need to read between the lines. Ask me about both of these things together. You're ready. Forget last time. Remember why you're doing all this in the first place. To help those people. To find Professor Alderby's killer. And to stop the spread of infectious madness. The easiest path to follow, once you're seduced by its riches. Is there anything else you'd like to ask about before you go? Then, please, continue. Yeah, hopefully. With therapists like ourselves, battling to help people. If you don't remember, it's probably best that way. Combining 3 ideas at once would blow most people's minds. But in some cases, it also allows you to dig very deeply. Be careful, Doctor. Is there anything else you'd like to ask about before you go? Okay. If you need anything at all, you know where to find me. Good luck, my friend.
Doctor? Doctor, are you okay? You fainted. Follow this. Well, you seem okay now, and you take instruction very well. You'll be replacing Dr. Dekker, but before you meet any of his patients, I need you to know that one of them killed Professor Alderby. Nobody told you. Dr. Dekker is missing, presumed dead. His mentor, Professor Alderby, showed up and pushed him off a cliff. Nobody knows. Alderby was killed the evening he arrived, bludgeoned to death in Dekker's office. Your office. I need to find out who did it. Can you help me do that, Doctor? The police have given up already. I'll let the patients know that you're here. Come and find me after. Oh, and Doctor, things might be a little stranger here than you're used to.
Hello, Doctor. I'm Ophelia. I'm a sculptor. Sorry, it's a bit nerve-wracking, starting again with a new doctor. What if you decide I'm mad? Well, no, but Dr. Dekker wasn't like the other doctors. My mother died a few months ago, and it's affected me more than I thought it would. Thank you. It was unexpected. Oh. Not much. We had one session together, but I didn't really know him. I don't see why anyone here would, unless they knew him before. I didn't really see anyone around the time he was killed. Oh, I was on a video call from about 8:30 until 9 with a solicitor. The police have already verified it. Probate. To do with the house. She was a famous painter. Virginia Hammond. More famous now she's dead. Our relationship was not the best. I've been living in Italy since I was 16. Yes, but I'm nowhere near as successful as she was, though. Oh, I sculpt people. Well, pieces of people. Mostly heads and hands. Hands can be very expressive, but I can never get them right, though. They always seem so lifeless. Well, if you're an artist, there's no better place to study. But I didn't want to be home anymore. Not with my mother the way she was. I started seeing him about 2 weeks after my mother died. About 4 months. He had a solid, dependable name. It felt like I'd be safe telling him my secrets. Expensive. I'm a living, breathing specimen of a poor, starving artist. No, she didn't have any money left to leave. Is that a serious question? You do know how he died? Yes. I asked him where he was. He just said he'd left, but it was only later I found out what really happened. Professor Alderby pushed Dr. Dekker off the cliff. Didn't he? I actually thought Bridget might have pushed him at first. She slammed her door that morning and started crying. I can hear everything. She's in the room next to mine. And that was about 9:10. I just finished yoga. Bridget must have got back before Professor Alderby did. Oh, maybe we can talk about that some other time. Oh, no. I haven't created anything new since I came back home, and all my recent pieces are in Italy, along with my tools. expensive. I'm a living, breathing specimen of a poor, starving artist. No, she didn't have any money left to leave. No, I found him here. Actually, his business card was at the house. I thought maybe he'd been my mother's therapist, but when I asked him, he said he'd never met her. I don't really have an answer for that. I don't know anything about that. No, but she taught me a lot about art. She took me to galleries when I was younger and taught me how to see like an artist. Sorry, that doesn't mean anything to me. She wasn't, very easy to live with, especially after she stopped painting. She drank a lot, and I thought she blamed me for everything. That's a long story. I'm not sure I want to talk about it yet. The truth is, it was easier to love her from a distance. No, those things aren't connected. I don't have anything to say about that right now. Originally, yes, I studied marble carving in Florence, but only for a year or so. I'm mostly self-taught. There was a lot of trial and error, hence all the heads and hands. I'd rather not talk about it. Oh, I don't know. Sorry. I'm not sure that's relevant. No, it wasn't that. I was hearing voices. Since I got back home after my mother died. They sounded like women's voices. I thought it was just my imagination at first, but I only ever heard them in my mother's house. I inherited it when she died. I suppose so. I had an imaginary friend when I was younger, but that's quite common, isn't it? I grew up there. It's a big, sprawling, falling down kind of place. Echoing halls, vast dusty attics, sweeping staircases. Beautiful, but deadly. I think it might be what killed her. Yes, I think he'd read my session notes. He didn't believe they were real, though. He thought Dr. Dekker was encouraging my delusions. Believing in things that didn't exist. He said Dr. Dekker had been leading me down a dangerous path. He was wrong, anyway. He just didn't know me like Dr. Dekker did.